And at this hour, we are watching some storms roll into western New York. On the left, your Storm Team 2 radar, and on the right, a look at just how much we need any rain that comes our way. The Department of Environmental Conservation keeping a very close eye on conditions here. After 21 New York counties were put under a drought watch by Governor Hochul last week. Good evening, I'm Scott Levin. Mary Alice is off tonight. Now that includes western New York counties like Niagara, Erie, Chautauqua, and many more. As 2 on your side's Liz Lewin reports tonight, these abnormally dry conditions, they continue to take their toll. Right, Liz?
Well, that's right. I know my lawn does. Scott, if you remember just last week, I visited an urban farm, and conditions have not much improved since I was there, especially as it relates to these drought conditions and, of course, that lack of rain. I spoke to a vegetable specialist who really broke things down for me in terms of what a shift to severe drought would mean for our area, one that's plentiful with crops, she reminded me. She says the impact, well, it'd be hard to rebound from.
They go out and they water all night long.
The life of a farmer. It's a challenging one these days.
They are waking up every 2 to 3 hours to do 45 minutes of work, sometimes for weeks at a time. It's stressful.
Fluctuating weather and intense drought are taking its toll on growers and their crops.
It's really hard on greens crops.
Elizabeth Buck is a specialist with Cornell Cooperative Extension's vegetable program and says it's been tough for many fields and crops to rebound from this summer's drought, despite sporadic rainfall.
A grower has to decide to water his tomatoes instead of watering his watermelons. Or a grower may decide that she needs to skip watering her corn altogether so that she can water her snap beans.
That said, western New York has not hit severe drought yet this year, which Buck says brings a whole different level of challenges.
Once a field lives under severe drought, that field will never yield the way it was supposed to, and it may hardly yield at all. You know, we're hoping not to head there, but we're in some areas a little bit close to that.
The majority of counties here in western New York currently range between abnormally dry and moderate drought conditions. As of just last week, the National Drought Mitigation Center estimates across the country roughly 229 million acres of crops are battling drought conditions.
In moderate drought, we can get some rainstorms, we can get some big soaking rainstorms, and it doesn't fix anything. Like it takes the edge off, but it doesn't correct it.
Unlike a majority of rural farms, urban farms can have a slight advantage, she says. That's if they have access to water.
The city of Buffalo is not running out of water. They have Lake Erie right there. And in this case, they're much more consistent and they can follow a regular schedule.
So here's a tip for you home growers. Depending on the state of your crop, Buck suggests trying a slow, deep water.
3 holes in the bottom of a milk jug and set that next to your plant. And then you fill that milk jug up every day all the way to the top and you let it drip out.
Yeah, I found that a really interesting tip. I also asked whether or not this summer drought could impact fall crops. Take, for instance, pumpkins, which we all enjoy during Halloween. Buck says you might see some smaller sizes and fewer yields as a result of this summer's drought. Reporting here in studio, Liz Lewin, Channel 2 News.